very different. Just for grand arrivals, I can't imagine what the press conference attire is going to be. I feel like he's been different this fight week, or this fight build-up, Barry. I feel like it's a different Conor Benn now.
Yeah, he hasn't got, again, they haven't got to sell the fight. The fight sold itself, didn't it? The first fight sells this fight. I mean, he's beaming full of confidence.
And has always been fantastic in this build-up. And I feel like the mistakes he made last time, particularly the weight cut, I think he's going to get spot on this time. He can't get it wrong twice.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him.
Eubank Jr. and Benn's grand arrivals and expert predictions ahead of their decisive rematch to settle unfinished business this Sunday. Despite the high tension, Conor Benn radiated a powerful sense of confidence. He stated that the key difference this time is that he is simply better prepared in every aspect. Having fully grown into the middleweight division, he now felt completely physically solidified and mentally sharp. He found his motivation in this unique opportunity to achieve both redemption and revenge against the same opponent. Benn confidently declared that he knew he could hurt Eubank Jr., and he planned to systematically capitalize on the mistakes identified from their first fight, determined to give the fans the decisive result they wanted to see.
What feels different for you this time, do you think, and why?
Yeah, just better prepared. I mean, I've done everything I could with what I had, so to be here now, I feel more prepared. At middleweight, it's my first fight up at middleweight, so I feel like I filled into the weight nicely.
You've beaten Chris Eubank.
Oh, it's quite funny, because I've actually got redemption and I've actually got revenge on the same night before we even fought. So it's, yeah, it's quite funny. But yeah, I'm excited to go in there and just do what we know I can do. You know, I know I can hurt him, and I'm going to go out there and capitalise on the mistakes he made in the first fight and go out there and give the fans what they want.
The father of Conor Benn, Nigel Benn, believed that this time we would see Conor at his absolute best, provided he strictly adheres to the established game plan. He revealed that the entire camp has been remarkably relaxed and peaceful, an atmosphere he directly attributes to Conor's intense and unwavering focus. This collective sense of calm has, in turn, filled the whole team with a profound and total confidence in what they are about to accomplish.
This time you will see Conor at his best if he stick with his game plan. You know what's actually nice? The whole team has just been relaxed because of him. No stress, no getting angry, just absolute nothing, mate. What's gone on? The whole camp has been so peaceful. He knows what he's got to do, and the team is 100% confident in what he's going to do.
Over the Eubanks, what's been your message to him?
But you know what, it's not even that. You know, I thank God for bringing Chris in my life and for bringing Chris Jr. in Conor. So, you know what, it's going to be a great night for Conor. I know that. But the difference is I'm just glad that, you know, that we've got a family just like us that just likes to fight. But I know we're going to be victorious.
Moving ahead, Eddie Hearn observed a profound evolution in Conor Benn, describing a fighter who is not only physically transformed at 160 pounds, but also markedly more composed and mature. He attributes this growth directly to the immense pressure of their first encounter, which served as a crucial learning experience. Most notably, Hearn described a shift in Benn's mindset, a fighter who, after getting his first true taste of a tough battle, now actively craves more of the trenches, pain, and volatility. He confidently stated that the technical and mental improvements Benn has made will be fully displayed and prove decisive this Saturday. With two warriors so desperate to win, Hearn promised fans are in for another classic fight.
Special, the fight was so special, and I think as a young fighter, what he would have learned from that night and how he would improve will come to light on Saturday night. I think we're going to get another tremendous spectacle. Both these guys are tremendously tough. Both these guys won't give an inch. Both these guys are desperate to win, and that's why you're going to get another classic on Saturday night. But what I see from Conor Benn this time is a mature fighter, someone who's had that experience now. The body looks completely different up at 160, and that was the first tough fight he's been in, and he wants more, and he's got so much more in the tank. This tank's nowhere near empty. The trenches have only just been visited for the first time. He wants more trenches, he wants more pain, he wants more volatility, and he's ready to do whatever it takes to win on Saturday night. And you've got two warriors in there ready to put it on the line. You're going to see another classic.
On the other hand, Chris Eubank Jr. has made it clear that boxing is far more than a profession to him. It is his core identity and his fundamental purpose in life. It is for this reason that he has so forcefully dismissed any talk of his retirement. His motivation remains as strong as ever, driven by a deep love for the fighter's lifestyle and an innate need to test his limits. He declared he would continue his passion and his dedication.
I'm a fighter. This is my life. This is what I was born to do. You know, I've heard people, including my father, say that retirement is on the cards. You know, I should sail off into the sunset. It's just not who I am. As long as I have that fire in me to keep getting in that ring and keep getting in them gyms and waking up early, I love the lifestyle. I love who I am as a fighter and the way it makes me feel. So that's all it is, testing myself, giving the fans what they want to see, and pushing myself as far as I can go. That's the motivation now.
While his trainer Eubank maintained a disciplined focus on simply securing the win, Chris Eubank Jr.'s own stance was far more absolute. When asked how he would beat Conor Benn, Eubank declared the method irrelevant. He vowed to win by any means necessary within the rules of boxing. For him, it makes no difference whether it ends in a first-round knockout or a punishing 12-round war. His conclusion was simple and confident. He will defeat Conor Benn once again.
How do you believe your man does it?
We going out there just to get the win. You know, if a knockout's there, he in shape to get it. But right now, we just worry about the win and nothing else about it.
By any way, by any form, by any means necessary within the rules of boxing, whether it's a first-round knockout or a 12-round war, Chris Eubank Jr. will defeat Conor Benn once again.
Fantastic. Chris, wish you the very best of luck on Saturday night. Thanks to you, Eubank, as well.
Work time, y'all.
Meanwhile, Barry Jones asserted that Conor Benn and his team need to make critical improvements following his first fight loss. The central adjustment is for Benn to be smarter with his entries. Jones pointed out that Benn neglected his jab, opting instead to swing wildly to get inside. While this aggressive style worked in the past, it played directly into Eubank Jr.'s hands, allowing him to brace for the attack and time his own uppercut. Jones concluded that against a naturally bigger man, Benn must use better angles and a faster jab to create a safer entry point, rather than just forcing his way in.
I think Conor Benn has to make the more improvements because he lost the first fight, and there's more things you can see that can be done right. I'm not saying that he can do, but he might not be able to do it. That's important. There's more things that can be done right from his camp to make it easier, and what that is getting to getting close to the target. He's got to be smarter. He neglected his jab, the swing punches in. That works for him in the past, and he worked for him at times in that fight. But also, it gave Eubank the chance to set up with that uppercut, to set up with that jab, and also to brace himself for an attack. So you've got to be a little bit smarter. And this game is a game of angles quite often. And when you don't have a fast jab, or you are against going naturally bigger, it's the entry point. You get that front foot in the right position to get the entry point. Like if Pat Rodriguez, which is my favourite fighter for that point, he gets that entry point from a different angle every time, and it's hard to read that.
From Jack Catterall's point of view, he believed that while both fighters were marked by their first brutal encounter, Chris Eubank Jr. ultimately paid the higher price. For the rematch, Catterall foresaw a fundamental shift in Conor Benn's approach, anticipating a calmer, more strategically disciplined fighter who would effectively channel his emotions instead of being overpowered by them. It is this critical composure that forms the basis of Catterall's prediction. He confidently said that Conor Benn would overwhelm and secure the victory this Saturday.
You know what, this time around I think the fight, I mean, it's got to take us so much out of both fighters, but you would think that he's took more out of Chris, and I feel like Conor this time, we take the emotions out of it, and he's going to go in there, and I believe Conor's going to do it on Saturday.
Turning to Eddie Hearn, the promoter, he is putting his money on Conor Benn for victory. While he fully acknowledged Chris Eubank Jr.'s toughness and the potential for another punishing 12-round battle, Hearn promised a fundamentally different fighter in Benn this time. He detailed a performance that would be smarter, more precise, and executed with a disciplined game plan, a stark contrast to the raw, emotional barrage of their first encounter. Despite Benn's clear size disadvantage, Hearn expressed strong confidence that this new strategy would secure the win.
I would be putting my money on a Conor Benn victory. There is a chance this fight goes 12 rounds, absolutely. I mean, look, although me and Eubank don't particularly get on, I respect the toughness of the man. He's a competitor. He's very stubborn in every way, and it's not going to be easy to stop him. You see, and again, like, although the narrative is, oh, I can't believe they're making my son make his own championship weight, which is the most... Look at the size difference yesterday, the head-to-head. We're up against it. But this time will be a different performance from Conor Benn. It'll be a smarter performance, it'll be a more precise performance, and it'll be one that hopefully follows a game plan rather than just go in there and completely lose your head. But it will be another thriller, it will be another war, and I'm very confident we get the job done.
In his own words, Conor Benn acknowledged that while he gained public respect by jumping up 2 weight classes for these high-profile fights, it came at a cost. It felt like an actual loss and sidetracked his career. He emphasized that this venture into middleweight is temporary. His ultimate goal is to return to his natural 147-pound division, where he feels completely unstoppable and is determined to pursue and capture a world title.
Worse, it could have been an actual loss. You know, where it's a bit of a hard one, because although I feel like I gained the respect of the public, also me coming up to give the public this fight, jumping up 2 weight divisions, sort of put my career on sidetrack for the public to give them these 2 fights. I can't wait to get back down to 147 and pursue the world titles, where I feel like I will be unstoppable and be world champion. You know, ultimately, I'm not going to compete at 160 or compete at 154.
According to Carl Froch's perspective, he looked at Chris Eubank Jr., bringing trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre back into his corner as a strategic power play, an impressive optical move following Bomac's recent success with Terence Crawford. However, Froch is skeptical about its impact. He believed Conor Benn is wise not to be concerned with this development and is correctly focusing entirely on his own game plan and what he needs to execute in the ring.
I think it's a power play. It's really good on the optics. So Conor Benn looks at that, and Conor Benn's team looks at that and goes, oh, he's got Bermac back. Like I said, that performance against Liam Smith in the rematch. So that will play a part. He's just had the amazing performance with Terence Crawford against Canelo. The world was watching, and it was a shutout performance. He's got him in the corner. So it looks good. But how much of a difference does that make? Not a great deal of difference. He has worked with him in the past, which is good news for Chris, because he's back with him. I don't think that Conor's going to be too worried about that. I think he's more concentrating on himself, which he should be, and what he needs to do.
From the prediction standpoint, Johnny Nelson is firmly predicting a revenge victory for Conor Benn. While he expected another amazing performance from both men under the same contractual conditions, he believed Benn had more left in the tank after their first fight. Nelson's key advice is for Benn to find the perfect balance. He must carry the same eye of the tiger and emotional desire to win, but channel it into a more calculated and controlled performance. This crucial adjustment, in Nelson's view, is the deciding factor that will lead to revenge rather than a repeat.
I'm expecting revenge. I think both fighters put on an amazing performance. I think Junior left everything in the ring, and the conditions and the contractual conditions are exactly the same. So I don't see anything else being physically different. But I looked at Conor. I thought Conor looked like he had a bit more left in the tank to give something else. So I just don't want Conor to overthink it, because I know he said I was too emotionally invested. He needs to be emotionally invested. He needs that eye of the tiger. He needs that sting. He needs that I want to smash your face in. But he needs to do it in a calculated way. Not be too smart and overcook it. A massive factor, which is why I say I think it'll be revenge rather than repeat.
Similarly, Frank Smith shared that Conor Benn's newfound composure and experience would make a big difference this time around. He explained that the first fight carried 3 years of tension and emotional buildup, something Benn had never faced before. Now, with all that behind him, Benn can approach the rematch with a clear mind and fresh focus. Smith expressed his excitement for the fight, saying it feels like a clean slate for both men, and he wishes them the best going into what promises to be a great contest.
But I think Conor being more composed, I think having that experience now, he'd never experienced anything quite like that. And it was 3 years of tension, build up, etc. Now it's like this is a fresh start. You know, that's all out the window. So I can't wait. It's going to be a great fight, and you know, wish them all the best.
Peter Fury views the rematch as a genuine 50-50 fight, but he gave Conor Benn a much better chance to win this time. He believed Benn would have learned crucial lessons from their first encounter. Critically, Fury pointed to Eubank Jr.'s conditioning as a key factor, stating he looked drained making the weight the first time, and is surprised he agreed to the same stipulations. His central advice for Benn is to box smarter, not harder. He warned that simply looking for knockout shots would leave him exposed, emphasizing that at this elite level, you must box your way in to win.
So, and Eubank looked drained at that weight. I'm surprised he's gone in again for the same weight, same rules, because you could see he looked like he was struggling to get to that weight, and it showed in there at times. So I think it's a 50-50. You know, Ben's in with a better chance this time than the first time. Yeah, you've got to box. Look, it's called boxing for a reason. You know, you've got to box. When you're looking for big shots and take somebody's head off, somebody will pick you apart. You know, this is skill set in there. At this level, you got to box your way in.
George Groves shared his thoughts on the rematch, suggesting that Ben might come out on top this time. He explained that Eubank had already reached his career peak after headlining a stadium fight and defeating a major rival with his father by his side, a moment hard to surpass. Groves cautioned that while there's nothing wrong with Eubank chasing more success or money, he should be careful not to overlook what's ahead, as he may already have passed his best moment.
I think maybe Conor Benn beats him. I think if I was Eubank, my point was at the time, I was like, mate, like you have just climbed your Everest. You've just headlined a stadium. You've beat what is now a rival, spectacular fashion in terms of getting the win with your dad by your side and all the hooting and hollering that went on, amongst it. You can't top that feeling. I don't begrudge you if you want to earn more money out of the sport, but be careful because you look way past his best.
Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn are ready to settle their unfinished business in what promises to be an explosive rematch. Benn's calculated revenge mission clashes with Eubank's unwavering confidence, creating the perfect storm for a classic encounter. The analysts have weighed in, the fighters have spoken, and now only the ring awaits. If you enjoyed this comprehensive breakdown and want to be the first to see our post-fight analysis, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another big fight preview. The countdown to redemption begins now.